Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett says she's got a big decision to make before Thanksgiving on Thursday, whether to run for re-election in the 30th Congressional District or run statewide for U.S. Senate. She told me what it's going to take for her to jump into the Democratic primary for Senate and join State Representative James Tallarico of Austin and former Dallas Congressman Colin Allred.
I will tell you that I still have not made up my mind. Everyone thinks that I'm just holding a secret in, but our poll is in the field right now. We are supposed to get that polling back by the end of the week or early next week. I said I would decide by Thanksgiving. I will tell you that it weighs heavily on me that these lines are still in place. One of the reasons that I was so upset is because I knew that they were trying to minimize the power and the voices of the people. And this has never been about me. Ultimately, if that polling comes back and says that there's any Democrat that has a chance of winning in the way that I think we can win Texas, then I am going to support whoever that is. I am testing for the two other major candidates that are in this race, and I am going to be transparent and open up my polling, my internal polling that I spent a lot of money on. I'm going to open it up to them because this isn't about me. None of this should be about any individual. It would be really, really, really hard for me now, knowing that my district is still at least in its current configuration, and knowing that my district absolutely wants me to continue to represent them wholly. It would be really, really hard. But at the end of the day, if the numbers are strong, that I am our best shot, then it's bigger than my district. It's bigger than the state of Texas. This is about the country because we know if we can change the Senate map in this country, then that's where we start to get wins.
But to be clear, your poll would have to show that you can win a general election for
Yes.
U.S. Senate, not just primary.
No, I'm not even really testing for primary, if I'm being perfectly honest. We've seen enough third party polls to believe that we'll be okay in a primary. Obviously, I would run and run hard, but the trends are clear as it relates to a primary. I am most concerned about who is best suited in the general election and not running a general election and saying, oh, we're going to get all these Republicans to cross over. I don't believe in this mythical crossover. I believe that we need to engage people that have felt like neither party necessarily has ever been their voice, people that have felt like they have always been ignored. I think that this is more so about going to people that feel like they've never really had a voice or had somebody to see them. Our questioning is about, well, you're not planning on voting, but would you vote if this name was on the ballot, or if this name was on the ballot, or if this name was on the ballot? And if we can see a trend that actually makes sense, and we're seeing what we typically have not tested for when we ended up with the Trump phenomena, or even when we ended up with the Obama phenomena, they were able to both bring out people that historically did not vote. I think that's the only way that we win in Texas is if we have a candidate that can add to the electorate. If the electorate remains the same electorate that we've had over the last 30 years, then I think we're going to end up with the same result.
Congressman Vesey says he will run for re-election in the 33rd Congressional District, and Congresswoman Johnson says she will run for re-election in the 32nd Congressional District.